Of here now the foundation of the Liffey Wanderers committee here. These are the big wigs here of the committee. The sex, the chairmans and all that.
Sex.
And the man beside me here now, Tony Byrne, better known as Dipper Byrne, right? So all I'm going to ask Dipper, you know, what is it like to be chairman of a famous club like Liffey Wanderers now? One of the oldest junior clubs in Dublin.
Well, first of all, I'm very proud to be chairman of the club. I took over from Michael Courtney, who was chairman for many years. Learned a lot from him as a committee member, and I hope I make a good chairman as he did. If I can, I'll be very happy, you know, to be as good a chairman as Michael Courtney was.
Yeah.
But Liffey Wanderers itself means an awful lot to me, and most of the lads here are following the footsteps of their fathers in the club. Paddy's father, Jimmy's father, Paddy Dennis's father. We all had associations with the club.
Over years.
Michael Courtney was speaking about the 1933 team. But Paddy's father here was captain of that team. My own father was trainer. Jimmy's father played on it, so it means it's more than just a team to us. It's a tradition in the neighbourhood. That
seems to be a long association, all right, Tony. But against that situation, you might think, how long are you chairman now?
This is my first year.
Your first year, yes. You know, and you're getting to grips with it anyway. You know, is it an easy task anyway? Is it?
Well, we have a good committee and it's great help.
Yeah, I'd say it is a very, very good help.
Great help. Yeah. I mean, we have a good soccer committee there too, and I'd like to offer congratulations to Michael Riley and Christy Benson and Stephen Jones, who done a lot of work, and they've done something for Liffey's which has never been done before, and that's what brought us to the final of the Leinster Junior Cup.
Marvellous achievement, all right, Tony. You know, thanks very much for that anyway. Thank you very much. Now we're on to the secretary, which is another very honorary position now of the club, Paddy Walsh.
That's right.
Now you apparently have no nickname, have you? No.
No, I haven't really. No, but the father of mine, now that Tony says he played in the 1933 team, was captain. He was called Nipper, which is very close to Dipper, which very relations again, as the story goes.
Right.
I've been secretary since 1975. I took over from Jimmy Doyle, who was on earlier on. Another great man, but through ill health, had to give her up. Tony says earlier on, a great honour to be secretary of it. We battle well, we have a lot of digging with the players, you know, get a few shillings off them, sub-boys and all this kind of thing. But I can tell you now, it's all worth it. It's all worth the battle to go through. I'd go through anything just to be in this position now, because come Sunday, this is the final. It's great. It's great to be there, you know.
Marvellous thing. 12 years now as secretary, approximately 12 years. It's a long time,
years,
fair enough, you know. A lot of time now. The secretary has a big job now involved, you know, because he's involved more maybe than the chairman now. Not taking away from you, Tony, but the situation is, I put an awful lot of effort into it. I know for a fact now, because I was secretary of various institutions in my life, you know, in my job and all that, you know. Now, you might remember the situation now. A certain person want to ask you now. I meant to ask the older man now, but they're gone now. A very, very good friend of mine lived in Creighton Street. Now, it's on the south case here. You know Creighton Street well.
I do know well, yeah.
Mick Carrick.
No, Mick Carrick well.
You know Mick now. He was a Stevedore. He had a Stevedore business there.
That's right.
And he used to run Pierce Rangers. That's
correct,
you know.
yeah.
Now, I'm not trying to take the highlight out of Liffey Wanderers, but Pierce Rangers were equally as good side now in their time.
Well,
Willard Carrick. You know, do you know Willard now?
I know them all, not a whole lot. They may have been as good, but they weren't as popular as Liffey's, or they weren't up half the years that Liffey's was up.
Very good.
You can go anywhere and say there's teams as good, but not as popular.
I'd say
this is what you're talking about, popularity.
History like repeats itself. I've seen there's a centenary programme there now, and there's everything, you know, in that situation that would think, you know, most things is, you know, that's in that programme, you know, highlights the whole spans of Liffey Wanderers all through the years, you know.
Which again makes you feel proud of being part of it, you know. This is the whole thing. When you read back through that, or anyone who reads that, you have people who, a slight being slightly connected with Liffey's. Once they read that thing, they feel proud about it, and that's what we're all about.
Okay, Paddy, thanks very, very much now for those comments. Very, very good comments off Paddy Walsh there. A very staunch man, secretary. Now we're on to another Gannon. Just how many Gannons do you interview tonight? Fathers, mothers, brothers, sisters, and all that. You obviously played like for Liffey's now.
An odd time.
An odd time. Can you remember the year you played with them?
God, man. In the 60s. I was secretary of the club in the 60s.
Oh, were you secretary as well?
Paddy and Tony were playing.
Yes,
at the time. They were playing. I was the secretary of the club at that time. That was my father's men you saw by the way tonight.
Oh, yes, yeah. Just higher up your voice there because we wanted to try and get a bit of volume into it. Maybe if you transfer the mic over there. There you are. Jim Gannon. But you have no nickname anyway.
No,
you wouldn't have. All the Gannons never had no. There's only one man that had I read through the thing. Crabby Gannon.
That was my grandfather.
Your grandfather. And he must have been a crabby man.
I never knew.
You never knew him. Thanks be to God of you, But getting back to you anyway, Jim, the situation, I'm sure you're excited about now the build up to the match
it's
week,
great. It's great. Our first time in the Leinster Junior Cup final.
The first time in the Leinster Junior
Cup. We were the first winners of the Leinster Junior Premier Trophy. Liffey were the first winners of that Premier League. When Paddy and Tony were playing at that time.
I can't ask you now, I'm not asking everybody their predictions. Nobody went against it now, so let's say we'll win anyway.
They have a hope.
They have a hope.
It's ours, they didn't even bother turning.
Thanks very, very much, Jim. Anyway, this man now I want to know, I didn't get his full name. Dennis, is it?
Paddy Dennis.
Paddy Dennis, Paddy White Dennis. Well, now, I tell you one thing, you have a nickname all right. You look like a fella that has a bit of history now in your eyes. They could tell me a few things or two,
I really know. I suppose I find them on me lawyers for about 40 years anyway.
You're a long time now associated with Liffey Wonders, apparently.
I saw them playing about 40 years ago, at least 40 years.
40 years. Did you ever play yourself?
Not for Liffey's, no.
Not for Liffey's.
Never had the honour.
Did you ever play for any other side?
Wasn't good enough.
Very good, Okay, that's very common all right, But you're very much associated now with them.
For years for Liffey's,
And certainly you'll be there on Sunday.
We will, sir. I'm happy to get what they got. I'm happy to see what they got. I'm happy to see what they got at the moment.
Oh, yes.
Sure. And when there's a draw, we don't care, really.
You still celebrate anyway. Win, lose, or draw, there's still be celebrations there. In fact, I might drop in, will there be no point going here now?
You'll be welcome.
I'll come in anyway. I'll drop in, but the win, lose, or draw. I'll drop in just for a half an hour or so,
Yeah,
if there's any fighting, I'll get over it, Okay?
Well, we have a victory dance planned, so there's no hopes of the win.
Okay, lads, all I can say is that we just switch off now, and thanks very, very much, Dennis, for your comments on that, and we enjoyed the night.